One of the best-known studies of correctional industries and its impact on recidivism is the PrEP study, the Post-Release Employment Project. It was a long-term study, originally started back in the 1980s, and it's been updated over time, of 7,000 offenders. And it demonstrated that inmates working in correctional industries were 24% less likely to recidivate and 14% more likely to find employment upon release. These inmates were also more likely to find a better paying job and to retain their employment as well. It also found that while inmates were employed in correctional industry programs on the inside, that they were less likely to commit disciplinary infractions. And this study has been really demonstrates the value throughout the time period and the continuum. I might add that the study was reviewed by the Congressional Research Service, and they indicated, due to the quality of the design and the methodology, that it's one of the best pieces of research that they've ever seen. And so that's one of the studies that's well known. A number of other states, Ohio, Arizona, Tennessee, Florida, and others have actually done recidivism studies as well that also show the benefits of that work. One other study that I may mention, which is recognized in terms of the benefits and trying to interpret that in terms of dollars and economic benefits, is the Washington State study done by the Institute for Public Policy in Washington State. They actually reviewed evidence-based practices, and they found based on the studies that they've reviewed, for every $1 invested in correctional industries programs, and looking at costs and benefits, that it resulted in a $6.70 return on the investment in savings based on cost avoidance from criminal justice costs in the future, from the lower recidivism rates, victim costs, etc. So, I mean, in terms of the return for the investment, the dollars, that certainly was proved how useful the role of industries is.
Thanks for that information. We only have time for one other discussion point, I'm told. So I want to touch on this cognitive programming, and if, as the research says, that cognitive programs significantly reduce recidivism, then it makes sense that in correctional industries that we tie ourselves into that and support it and have staff support what's going on in cognitive programs. Pat, you talked a little bit about that yesterday. What are some ways that correctional industries can either incorporate cognitive programs or certainly support and reinforce what's going on in cognitive programs?
I think the one program that is available and created by NIC is the Thinking for a Change. And it shouldn't just be a part of correctional industries. Very often the Department of Corrections have Thinking for a Change, and if the staff also get involved in the curriculum to understand what the inmates are going through in this Thinking for a Change, it'll be much more effective.